What is good, my pack? My verdict kid here, back again, and today we're gonna check out a video called Top 10 Badass Captain America Scenes in the MCU. I can literally say, guys, I miss Chris Evans as Captain America. I do, and he's one of those actors. I feel it'll be tough to see somebody else if they wanted to replace Captain, have Steve Rogers come back. It'd be hard for me to see somebody else play him because he played that role so well. I remember when everybody was like all upset and like, why is he gonna be Captain America? He's a comedic actor, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, I'm like, this dude could do it, and he murdered that role, and I loved it so much. Winter Soldier is still one of my top 5 favorite MCU movies of all time. So I'm looking forward to seeing this list, this badass moment. What should be on this is him fighting Badrock the first time, when Badrock, my man George St. Pierre, one of my favorites all time, basically told him to put the shield down, like, fight me without your shield, and he did. Him picking up Mjolnir should be definitely up there. Let's see, him fighting Bucky when he was still a Winter Soldier, things like that. Those are 3 that I'm looking for. So let's check out this list. Hope you guys enjoy it as well. Thank you for hitting that play button. Let's do this. 10 badass moment scenes in the MCU with Captain America. I think I just ruined that whole title, but that's, you know what, I get it. Let's do this. And go now.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, has come a long way from the skinny guy from Brooklyn to one of the mightiest heroes of the earth. Although he wasn't a perfect soldier, he was a good man, and the heart of the Avengers team. Throughout the movies, Captain America was providing us with thrilling action scenes, popular quotes, and amazing acts of pure heroism. And today, we'd like to recollect his best scenes shown in the MCU.
Boom!
You don't need a lot of courage to fight against
I could do this all day, yeah.
Strength. However, things are totally different in case you have only poor health and a fragile body. Luckily, Steve Rogers certainly had a heart 10 times his size, even before his transformation. He never ran away from a fight.
You start running, they'll never let you stop.
And when Rogers met a bully, he refused to give up.
You just don't know when to give up, do you?
I could do this all day.
The interesting fact is that Steve used a garbage can lid as a shield to protect himself until he was knocked over. Fortunately, Bucky Barnes came on time and saved his friend. This moment shows us Steve Rogers' persistence and impressive willpower, which became Captain America's main features.
We are going to win this war because we have the best men.
A super soldier should have attributes beyond the physical, including courage and astuteness. During the training at the military facility, Steve proved that he has both of them. He was the only soldier who managed to take down a flag from the top of a pole.
No, he's just smart enough to do that.
In addition, Steve dived on a dummy grenade.
Yes,
ready to
this showed more of his self-sacrifice. Like, he was willing to blow himself. Look at that. Nobody else did that.
These moments prove
I love that scene right there.
To be a superhero.
He's still skinny.
Although Steve Rogers had the spirit of a real hero, he managed to become Captain America only after the injection with the super soldier serum.
That wasn't so bad.
That was penicillin.
That was penicillin.
During the experiment, Steve was screaming in pain. But when Peggy Carter and Erskine wanted to stop the process, Rogers asked them not to cease it.
No! No!
I could do it!
Do this!
As soon as the Vita-Ray chamber opened, everyone saw Steve in his perfect body.
How'd you feel?
No doubt, it was a pivotal moment in Steve's life, which provided the MCU with one of the most popular popular superheroes.
Son of a bitch with it.
Speaking of the most
yes, the elevator fight. That's the other one I was thinking of.
Elevator fight from Captain America: Winter Soldier. Cap offered his enemies the chance to get out of the elevator like a real gentleman.
I love
Before it
this.
started,
Anybody want to get out?
I want to get out.
However, they
I
decided
love
to
that. This scene was so bad because he knew something was up even before he even saw the guys sweating. You like all these guys like what the hell? Like
superiority of his enemies, Steve defeated them without any problems. In addition, we'd like to mention a moment from the Endgame in which Cap fooled Hydra agents in the elevator. He pretended to be a member of the Nazi organization by saying, "Hail Hydra." It wasn't just an exciting nod to the Marvel comics, but also a great demonstration of Rogers' intelligence.
yes, there it is. Love this fight scene.
The MCU is full of jaw-dropping fight scenes, and the hand-to-hand combat between Captain America and Winter Soldier is definitely among the best ones. This moment is perfect due to realistic stunts, Bucky's knife game, and Cap's
Collie.
emotions
That's what it
when
is.
he realizes that the enemy is his best friend.
Bucky?
Bucky.
Who the hell is Bucky? And he's still trying to
Barnes
shoot.
made an attempt to escape during the events of Captain America's Civil War. Steve used his super strength.
Okay, this always kind of bugs me because
impressive.
he's not that.
Yeah, this guy is pretty damn strong. And this moment is one of the greatest examples of his powers. And now, let's talk about one of the most dramatic moments in the MCU. The battle between Captain America and Iron Man. During the fight, Steve Rogers was trying to save the old friend from his new one.
He's my friend.
So was I.
Although Stark managed to gain an advantage, Rogers refused to stand down.
I can do this all day.
Yeah, and then when Friday starts saying you can't beat him, it was hilarious. Like,
His armor. After the fight, Stark said that Steve didn't deserve to own a shield.
You don't deserve it. My father made that shield.
yeah, he was
Thus,
butthurt.
Cap dropped his
Tony was just butthurt because he got beat. That's all.
This moment shows the final split between the Avengers, as well as the tough decisions which superheroes have to make. When Thanos arrived in Wakanda to get the Mind Stone, the Avengers could do nothing to stop him. Captain America was the only one left standing, so he desperately attacked the Mad Titan using the Wakandian shields. He even managed to stop Thanos' hand, and the Titan was surprised by the strength and courage of his opponent. Unfortunately, he knocked Captain America down
That's
with a brutal punch.
a little bit far-fetched.
Cap managed to defeat many enemies during his adventures, but still, the scene which shows us Steve Rogers fighting himself in Avengers Endgame is one of the most badass moments.
I can do this all day.
Yeah, I know.
During the Avengers' journey back in time to 2012, Captain America met his younger version, who believed he
Younger
was Loki.
version.
Eyes on Loki, 14th floor. I'm not Loki.
We saw awesome hand-to-hand combat before older Steve used some tricks to deflect his opponent's attention.
Bucky is alive!
Finally, we want to recollect one of the most epic moments
Better
in the
have
whole
this up
MCU
here.
franchise. Both fans and Thor were amazed to see that Steve had successfully
No,
summoned
Thor knew, but a bad. Can y'all remember when this happened? People were screaming in the theaters.
that Cap is truly worthy to wield the Asgardian weapon. Using his
Should have
shield
did more damage too. I don't know why. That
Captain
was
America
still.
managed to land some serious blows and even knocked Thanos down. And of course, we were all pleased to hear Captain America finally declaring the long-anticipated phrase, "Avengers Assemble."
That also got a big pop in the theater. I remember that.
Superheroes and Thanos' army.
Assemble.
And which Captain America moment from the MCU is your favorite one? Don't forget to share your thoughts with us in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this...
Man, I do miss Mr. Evans as Captain America. Everything was built up perfectly with Steve. Every build up, from you watch him from the first movie where he has somewhat basic fighting boxing skills, to Avengers where we see him hitting the bag and things like that, and he's knocking the bags over and he picks up another bag, puts it on, and then we see Winter Soldier where he's become an efficient hand-to-hand combat fighter. And just like in the comics, that's how it was, and that was one thing that I loved. And then from there, we seeing him they always teasing him about to say those famous words that Captain America always says when with the Avengers assemble, they cut it, and it's like, and then of course the tease of he was always worthy to pick up Mjolnir, and Thor knew it. Thor knew. That's why when he did it in Ultron, Age of Ultron, Thor was like, and the look on his face, because he knew. That's why when he picked it up, Thor was like, I knew it. He always knew. So when we finally saw, and you knew it was building up too, when Thor brought Mjolnir back, past Mjolnir back to the future, get it? To use, and then when he dropped it, and I clearly sound like Steve's gonna pick that up, and he picked it up. And my only problem with that whole scene of Cap using Mjolnir is that it should have did more damage to Thanos. That was my biggest problem. I'm like, no, that should be not. Thanos should be like busted up and everything. Like, I was a little peed-oed about that. I'm like, nah, that Mjolnir is no ordinary hammer, and it should have been doing a lot more damage. But it was still fun to watch seeing that. So all my scenes were on there. I forgot about the elevator scene. I love that scene. I love that scene so much. You know, Steve's on there, and he gets on, and you see Crossbones Rumlow, on there, and then all of a sudden, that they're talking, and then here comes another group of guys, and at first, you could tell Steve was like, okay, what's going on here? Like, why are they all? And then they kept getting bigger. That was the thing. Each guy kept getting taller or wider or bigger, and then you could just look on Steve's face. He's like, what is this? Like, and his deduction was clear when he saw that one dude sweating, and he's like, yep. So that's why I love when he said the line, before we get started, does anybody want to get out? And I'm like, yep. And it was great to see, because you got all those men in that one elevator, and him, they all were trying to hold him back, and he's just like, and with one hand, and those cuffs were like magnetized, so and then he just pulled them out, and he was just hitting these guys in the throat. I think he broke one guy's arm. He kicked one guy right in the, and it was just, that one guy got thrown right into the camera. And then Crossbone, I love what he said. He was like, "Whoa, big guy, hold on. I just want you to know, Cap, this is personal." And he's shocking Steve, and Steve's like, "Mother, whop!" He threw him on. He's like, it feels kind of personal. I love that. That scene was funny. Yeah, I'm glad they put the famous Captain America Iron Man match, because that's pretty much right from Civil War. They even did the famous spot where you see him holding the shield and his repulsor rays. But yeah, once Steve got his second win, he started beating the crap, and you got Friday even telling Tony, you can't beat him. Like, it was hilarious. I love that. It was so funny. Like, that made me laugh so much to see that, because I was like, yes, Tony, you can't beat him. Like, even in your suit, and it was funny as hell. But you know, still, I can agree with Tony to agree with that, like, because when they showed what Bucky did to the Starks, oh my God, that was brutal. I was like, God damn, like, yo, Bucky, chill, calm down. Like, he beat the crap out of Howard Stark. I was like, that was brutal. Even for like, and then you really could tell, like, that's why I always say to people always saying, yeah, the MCU can't get dark. I was like, what the hell did you think that was? It got dark by that time. So yeah, it can balance dark and gritty real well. But yeah, I do miss Chris Evans as Steve Rogers. I'm not sure if they've ever asked him, would you like to maybe come back to play it, maybe do like a past story or so, or just like a time variant of him. I would be down, but at the same time, I do like the way they're going with it. Like, the legacy of Captain America is now with Sam. However, I'll tell you what, I would love to see a time variant of Bucky as Captain America, because I still want to see Bucky's cap suit live action. His cap suit was pretty damn cool. I love that. It had the red and white, but then the rest of it was black, and it looked like fatigued. It was like army fatigued, and I love that. I thought it was cool. So I would love to see Bucky cap in some kind of variant. That's something that they need to start thinking about doing, is time variants. Like, okay, in this timeline, Bucky took over, not Sam. You know, because we all know in the comics it was Bucky first, then Sam. But outside of that, yeah, man, I do miss Steve. I do miss him. And Winter Soldier will always be in my top 5 favorite MCU movies of all time. It's never going to leave my ranking. Nothing's ever going to take that one of its spot. So, yeah. But those are good moments. Those are good moments indeed. I can watch all the Captain America movies over, but if you would have asked me what's my real go-to Captain America out of the trilogy movies, it's Winter Soldier. I'll watch that. I'll watch that more than any of the other ones, because I love that one so much. That one was just damn near perfect. It was damn near perfect. But you guys tell me in the comment section below, what did you think about these moments? Do you miss Chris Evans as Captain America? Do you wish does he come back? Maybe as a time variant or something like that. I still feel like there's a part of the MCU where Steve could exist, older Steve. I've said it before, he could be the new director of the reborn SHIELD. That's how I would have done it. He would have been the new director of the rebuilt SHIELD if it was up to me, but it's not. Unfortunately, guys, it was always just fun. I do miss him. But you guys tell me in the comment section below, what did you think? And I will see you guys next time. Deuces.